All right, January 28th, 2018, and I want to give you guys a progress update on my first car, my 1968 El Camino. I'm Jack Beckman, and this is going to be a long-term project. My son Jason's filming, and you know, in hot rodding, it's just the gamut of emotions. There's times when you don't seem like you put in a lot of effort and the progress looks amazing, and there's other times that it's days and tens of hours of effort and it doesn't look like you got anywhere. The mess I made here is just the glove compartment. I got a vintage air system on the car, and it comes with the universal glove compartment, and I wanted to make something that had a little more functionality, so I spent hours and hours cutting up the original glove box, making a pattern, trying to get everything to fit because the evaporator goes under dash on the vintage air, so you lose some real estate there. Let me show you guys the other stuff I've been doing on the car right now. It's got Hotchkiss suspension, front and rear, so I got everything bolted on. I haven't done the final adjustments on it. I want to wait until I make sure I don't have to take everything back off of the car, but I think the stuff just looks incredibly clean. If we take a look in the interior of the car, this is what I spent the last couple days doing, and I mean, it's just a ton of test fitting. I put the vintage air kit in. It'll come back out before I put all the insulation in, but this is test fit number 3. I routed all the hoses where I think that they're going to go, and I hope there's no surprises on that or wiring, and I think I ended up with a pretty nice glove box. And when I say I'm doing the project by myself, this glove box, for example, I went down to my buddy Mike's house and he bent it up for me, and then I came home, and I'm not much of a welder, but it'll grind fine, and then I'll have the guys at Eddie Motorsports powder coat it, so it should look pretty trick when it's done. But this is the kind of stuff that doesn't look like a lot of progress, but it just eats up the days. If you walk around to the front of the car, you can see I got full Hotchkiss suspension up there too. And Eddie Motorsports did all the powder coating. It's a steel gray on the chassis, and I think that really makes the Hotchkiss stuff stand off well. My buddy Neil Ramey did a phenomenal job with the gloss black on the firewall and getting everything cleaned up. And what happens with this is a lot of times I get chugging along and you get in one direction, you just start crossing stuff off the list. More often than not, you kind of paint yourself into a corner. You get to a place where you can't do anything anymore until you get stuff plated or polished, or you have to order parts. The guys at Jegs have been my godsend here. So I got the Edelbrock heads on. I had a problem with piston to head interference, so I spent the better part of a couple days heads on and off the car and getting everything to clear. Then I measured my rocker arm geometry and I ordered a set of push rods from Jegs. They should be here in a couple days. Once that's here, I can get back to finishing up the engine stuff. But you know, the thing is, there's 500 things to do. And man, can you get ADD on a hot rod project, because it just pulls you in 35 different directions at the same time. So I have to sit down frequently, write myself a list, figure out what the next week's project is. And by the way, in 2 days, I leave for preseason testing in the Infinite Hero Funny Car. So I'm getting done what I can, when I can. Stay tuned.